How is Florida's current housing market, and what are some of the things you should know before you move down here? Those are the questions I'm going to be answering in this video, and make sure to stay till the end while I help you solve a huge problem currently going on with buyers and sellers in the Florida housing market. Stay tuned. Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Spencer Bailey, and I'm a local real estate agent on Florida's East Coast. If you're interested in videos showcasing the unique lifestyle we have here in Florida and what you need to know before moving down here, make sure to subscribe to my channel to get updates for the next time I post. It's free, and I plan to post a ton of videos with helpful information on this channel, so make sure to hit that little red subscribe button down below. Now, let's get into the main topic of today's video, and that is what you need to know before buying a home on Florida's East Coast. Let's get right into it. One of the first things I think you should consider if you're thinking about moving to Florida's East Coast is the current market conditions here. Florida's housing market is definitely unique and not like states such as New Jersey, New York, and California. In Vero Beach and Sebastian, house prices have dropped a little bit, but for the most part, they have remained consistent. This is supply and demand. Since so many people now are moving to Florida each day from other states, it's keeping housing prices more consistent from, let's say, states like California or New York, where more people are leaving. This isn't bad by any means, and in fact, it helps create a more stable and predictable market. In Sebastian now, average home prices are sitting around $375,000. In Vero Beach, they're sitting more around $400,000, and up in Palm Bay, the average home price is sitting around $315,000. So make sure to keep up to date with current market conditions with your local realtor, and if you don't have one just yet, just shoot me a quick call or a text with any questions you may have. Another thing you should know when buying a home in Florida is that Florida has high closing costs. In 2021, the average sale price of a home was $368,000 with closing costs of $8,500, which puts closing costs with taxes around 2.32% of the sale price. This ranks Florida as the 8th highest in closing costs of all the states, with more expensive states being Washington, D.C., Delaware, New York, Maryland, Pennsylvania, and Connecticut. Not a huge deal, but definitely something you should know before moving down. Another quick thing that I think you should know before moving to Florida is the homestead tax exemption. In the state of Florida, a $25,000 tax exemption is applied to the first $50,000 of your property's assessed value if your property is your permanent residence and you own the property on January 1st of that tax year. In order to be your primary residence, you have to live in that residence for 6 months and 1 day. I actually see a lot of my clients during the winter, they will come down and live here for 6 months and 1 day to get the tax exemption, and then during summer, they move back to their other property in another state. This way, not only do they get the nice weather year-round, but they also get the tax exemption, and they take advantage of the low property tax rate that Florida has to offer. Another thing that you should hyper-focus on is deciding exactly where to buy. This may seem obvious, but the lifestyles are so much different when we're comparing Vero Beach to Sebastian, to Palm Bay, to Port St. Lucie, that this step should really not be overlooked. If you're looking to buy a house for maybe a little cheaper, where your money goes a little bit longer way, and you don't mind a little bit more traffic and maybe a little bit more hustle bustle, Palm Bay might be the place that you're looking for. If you want a very laid back atmosphere, kind of a Margaritaville style town, very small town that hosts a lot of community events, then maybe Sebastian is where you should be starting to look. And if you want more of a ritzy, higher end town where the homes are maybe a little bit more expensive, but filled with tons of boutique shopping and great places to eat, then maybe Vero Beach is the place that you might be thinking of. These areas are all very close together, but they're very different in their lifestyles. I highly suggest experiencing them all before you make your decision. Even if you're out of state, I would pair with an in-state realtor like myself and hop on a call with them, and they can go over the pros and the cons of each specific area and guide you to where they think you would fit in best. I do this all the time for my clients, and it gives them a starting point and a few different things to think about when they're first starting to look. Another area I would get well versed in before moving down to Florida would be insurance. Insurance here in Florida, it's definitely a little bit more complex from other states because we are so exposed to the elements, and we also have hurricanes like the two that just rolled through, Hurricane Nicole and Hurricane Ian. This has caused a lot of insurance companies to leave the state of Florida and no longer write policies for Florida, which means there are overall less companies to choose from when picking out insurance, which also in turn means that you pay higher premiums. As I mentioned in the beginning of this video, I'm going to help you solve a huge problem that buyers and sellers are currently experiencing in the Florida market, and here it is. One massive problem that people are struggling with now is their insurance for their roof. They might have a roof that's supposed to be good for 30 years, but their insurance won't accept them on the plan if it's older than 15 years. So that means you could have a roof that's supposed to be good for 30 years, but your insurance may kick you off if the roof is older than 15 years because they don't want to incur that risk, even though the roof should be a 30-year roof. This makes it difficult to sell or buy a property with roofs older than 15, 12 years, since the buyer may not get it accepted on their insurance. To get rid of this problem for my sellers and my buyers, I have made connections with roofing companies around the area to where they get paid at closing. So a seller can put a roof on his house with no out-of-pocket cost, and the seller only pay once the house closes with the net proceeds. This way, a roof can get put on before the property sells with no out-of-pocket costs, and it alleviates any problems a potential buyer may have with insurance. This not only helps the buyer buy the home with a new roof, but it helps the seller get more money for their property and sell it faster as well. Not a lot of realtors do this or even know about this for their clients, which leads me right into my next point, which is why you need to hire an amazing realtor. Not just a good realtor, an amazing realtor. Finding a realtor that goes above and beyond for their clients and helps them every step of the way is such a different experience than having one that just does the bare minimum. As I said earlier, you're always welcome to reach out to me if you're looking for a realtor or have any questions. And even if I don't work in your area, I can always help you find someone in your area that is motivated and looking out for your best interest. Okay everyone, so those are a few things that I think you should know if you're moving down to Florida. I was nervous when I first moved down here, but I can tell you that I have absolutely no regrets whatsoever, and I love living here in Florida. For all of you that are kind of sitting on the fence about moving to Florida, give me a call and I can go over a little bit of my experience and kind of the pros and cons and help you figure out if moving here is the right choice for you. If you're looking for more tips and helpful insight to living in Florida and truly living a Floridian lifestyle, then make sure to subscribe to the channel to get updated when I post videos next. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really truly appreciate it. I'll see you guys on my next video. Take care.